but it's that time of the week on KCMO.
KCMO Talk Radio, now on FM at 95.7. It's time for What If Wednesday.
What if, instead of having you on this radio station, there was somebody else?
All right, John Anthony, what's up, my man, on a What If Wednesday?
What if Kamala Harris picked Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as her running mate?
It would not have mattered. If the Democrats want to go down the road of saying, well, we just had a bad VP pick in Tim Walz, which they did. Tim Walz was always like MSNBC's version of a Midwestern dude. The guy was like a rockette swinging his legs around on stage. Just a weird cat. They figured they could sell him to Midwestern, especially working class white voters, and it failed colossally. But I do not believe that the problem with the campaign was the VP pick. Very rarely does the VP pick matter. And since Donald Trump won Wisconsin anyway, it's highly unlikely that even if she had won Pennsylvania simply because of Josh Shapiro, she would be the president. Because if Trump does what he's supposed to do, and we still don't have final results for Nevada and Arizona, but he's going to be pushing 300 electoral votes. So Pennsylvania would not have made a difference anyway. This failure of a campaign was about the top of the ticket in Kamala Harris. It was not about a VP pick. As bad as Tiananmen Tim was as a VP pick, and as just goofy a guy as he was, he's not the reason that she lost. No way, no how. What's next, John?
What if Joe Biden had not dropped out?
Well, that is... I never thought I'd say it, but because of how poorly Harris campaigned, especially the last 3 to 4 weeks, when it became very dark and very negative and very Donald Trump's a fascist and Hitler wannabe and the whole thing, I do wonder if Joe Biden would have done better. Because as much as Joe Biden has been a vegetable for quite some time, and I say that with all respect to the man, but that's what he is. Have you heard the guy lately? He's not speaking well. When they break him out of the bunker, he's saying weird stuff.
But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Oh, spank me this morning, Joe. I need a good spanking. It couldn't have gone worse. So I keep thinking the power of the incumbency, the fact that Joe Biden still has a brand that appears moderate to the voter who doesn't really pay attention, even though he governed far from a moderate the last 4 years. He still had 40 years of branding as a moderate that may have actually done better than Kamala Harris and performed better than Kamala Harris, especially in some of these key swing states in the upper Midwest. It just could not have gone worse. So suddenly I'm wondering if Biden, with half a brain, might have actually done better, John.
All right. What if Hollywood and other celebrities finally realize they don't change election outcomes?
Well, then maybe they will realize that they should sit out in 2028 and stop thinking that people are going to vote because of them. It is their own arrogance. It is their own egos that drive them to do this. It is their inner circle that convinces them if they just post something on Instagram, they will mobilize millions of Swifties to go vote for Kamala Harris. It didn't work. Taylor Swift is from Pennsylvania. She enthusiastically endorsed Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And Pennsylvania shifted 4 to 5 points in favor of Donald Trump. He lost it by a couple of points. He lost it by 80,000 votes in 2020. And right now, with 95% of the votes in, he is up by 160,000. That's a 250,000 vote swing. Bruce Springsteen, who I love musically, can do all the concerts that he wants for Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift can post everything she wants on Instagram. And God bless her. I hope she's enjoying her time in Kansas City this week. She was at Arrowhead on Monday. And I know that she's tuned in this morning to 95.7 FM, streaming it maybe at the Kelsey household and listening on the Alexa. But Taylor, you weren't going to move the needle. Believe it or not, I know that Taylor Swift talked in her Instagram post about abortion. In fact, she said that Tim Walz and his stance in part on LGBTQ rights and women's rights is a big reason for her endorsement and was a big reason for her endorsement. Believe it or not, women buy eggs and bread more than they think about killing their unborn children. And I know that's going to be a surprise to some of you in Hollywood and some celebrities and some caught up in the uber progressive bubble. But that is a clear result of last night. Working class Americans of all backgrounds, of all stripes, told the American establishment, the political system, that the things we care about and the things that we're voting on are far more in line with Donald Trump than they are Kamala Harris and what she was trying to sell the American people and what she was trying to sell the American people through some of these celebrities and Hollywood types and athletes like LeBron James. And it failed colossally, and I'm here for it. There's What If Wednesday in the books.